Well, from our analysis, we totally rule out the possibility of a hike in interest rates. But
what's the possibility of cutting it?
Well, it's to boost growth, but as of now, it's too early to cut interest. We believe it's too early to cut the benchmark interest rate, probably going forward. But now what we believe is that they should consolidate on the gains that the economy has witnessed. I mean, you look at the PMI index for last month, it was about 51.1 points, which is the first, which has crossed the 50 points benchmark rate really? For the first time this year. I mean, for over 10 months, we've not seen an increase except for December. So you look at all these factors, and we believe that the CBN would consolidate on these gains while maintaining their current momentum, especially in the FX market.
If I look at inflation, the manufacturing data that you talked about, it all looks like you said, and we have reports from yourself, from Afrinvest, from everybody else on the street saying, look, it looks like things are improving despite the food index, around 20%. Yes. That is a very sticky point for this administration.
Yes, which is something that the MPC committee needs to look at and not go about easing rates.
That should be the point, because I think that's the food index is the one the man on the street always point to and say, look, everything may look really good boasting at the rest of your team, but when I go to the store, the price of bread, the price of plantain, the price of tomato hasn't really eased. So forget all your macroeconomic theories, you and Unsofo and the rest of the team, all of you. We haven't really seen as far as the food index is concerned. So as long as the food index remains stubborn, really stubborn, around 19–20%, the central bank will neither raise rate nor cut interest rate.
Well, that's just one indicator to look at. You have to look at the other indicators I mentioned earlier. I mean, inflation rate is moderating, but however, there are still pressures in food inflation, which could signal an easing rate. But by the time you look at this data, it's not really rational to.
There's not much difference. The headline inflation, CPI, 17.24% last month, and you're looking at food index around 19.3%. So,
it's planting season, so food it's currently pressured. Prices are currently pressured.
Yes. Yeah. So does that mean if you get out of the planting season or whatever, you think maybe there could be an opportunity between now and. After this meeting, the next one is in July, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So going forward, we expect a monetary easing, but for now, we believe it's too early.
Okay. Now let's push the food and breakfast, dinner a little bit aside and talk about how do all of this affect financial assets. So let's start with the fixed income, where interest rate is very key to anyone holding treasury bills or naira bonds or mutual funds, whatever.
Well, now the fixed income market has been receiving the much needed interest it deserves. I mean, yields at that segment of the market is really high. The CBN has been conducting OMO auctions very frequently in order to mop up excess liquidity, which could also hamper the stability of the FX market. So that's one of the key reasons of not choosing a monetary easing. I mean, if you ease, that means more money in order to destabilize the stability of that segment of the market, the FX market.
For equities, you think, well, we're having this good as we speak. If interest rate is left unchanged tomorrow and the presidency implements the executive orders, ease of doing business, visa, business registration, online, getting a Papa Road fixed, and okay, that would take some time, but at least the 24-hour port activities, you think this will be some fillip for companies listed on the market and investors picking up their shares?
Well, I believe what's driving the equities market now is the inflow we've seen from the foreign guys. I mean, we did a bit of analysis looking at, since the introduction of the I&E window, we did an average of the first 3 weeks after the introduction of the window, the volume and the value, as well as the 3 weeks prior to the introduction of the window.
Was it positive?
Yes, it was.
It was positive.
Volume was up over 90%, and value was up over 200%.
Nice one. I like good news. I like good news. Let's just keep it there. I know you have a lot of good news, and if this report in front of me is anything to go by, it looks like we're in for things are looking bright. Thank you very much, Obianuju Nsofo, who is an investment analyst, one of the investment analysts at AfroInvest. We're back after the break. We're keeping it in the market. I got a lot on my plate this morning and for the rest of the week. So let's bring in Rotimi Fakaijo, who is a trader and Chief Executive Officer of Enterprise Stockbrokers from downtown Lagos. He's trading the markets. Good morning, Rotimi. Thanks for coming through on the phone. Rotimi, it's a very busy business week. So give me your pick. What interests you most in the new week as far as the equities trading is concerned?
Well, what brought my interest is what the likely outcome of the MPC meeting may be. We aren't expecting much of changes, but we will just expect that continuity in stability to continue. I mean, to proceed.
So if the central bank decide not to raise interest rate tomorrow, why should that be of interest to the stock market?
Well, we suffered enough instability within the system, and the inconsistency in the policy has also been a setback to the equity market. But be that as it may, should status quo remain, it's going to create more confidence in the foreign portfolio investors and also draw more of them back into the market. So that really, really interests me, and I believe that it definitely may likely be what the MPC meeting may turn out at the end of the day.
On Friday, the market softened a little bit. That was what happened 2 Fridays ago, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So why do the markets slow down on Fridays? Is it TGIF? Are you stockbrokers? Are you folks tired of trading? You've made so much money during the week for your clients and whatever, so you feel Friday, let's just sit back and relax. We can might as well just go home.
I think more of it has to do with the impending MPC meeting. Everybody is taking it slow until we are able to establish tomorrow what it is. Then I believe the bulls are going to come back again.
Okay, so about 1 minute or thereabout, look into the trading engine. As always, we always ask you, you are the one who sees that. I can see that from here. You're the one licensed to trade. So what does it look like 30 minutes into the opening of the trading engine?
The trend now is negative, although it's not. The negativity is just about 0.27%. And the market has done about 19.26 million units for a value of 127 million naira. But from what I'm seeing, there's every tendency that the tide might turn at the end of the day, and that negative position will turn to positive.
Okay, I like your positivity. Thank you very much. Keep the positive vibrations there. Rotimi Fakaijo, thank you very much, and do have a profitable trading week from our own markets, the trader and Chief Executive Officer at Enterprise Stockbrokers. Let's remind you what's on the calendar this week. Of course, we're in the countdown to President Buhari's midterm report. Don't forget, we're focusing on economy, business, investments, and markets. All this week is to be 24 months of President Buhari in the saddle. On Monday, the 29th, next week is going to be a public holiday. So we're doing the final 7 days from today that you've heard the curtain raiser. Tomorrow is going to be very key as well. So be part of this conversation, Buhari's midterm report. Send your comments and questions to our Twitter address at Channels TV, or you just want to put it at Bees Morning. That's the Twitter handle for the show I'm anchoring today, and most likely for the rest of the week. And then you find me at B. Bolson. Join the conversation. Buhari's midterm report. Of course, the presidency says they're going to release a report card on Monday next week in the Villa about the social investment programs of the Buhari's administration as part of the anniversary, second anniversary. So we're looking at that, but your comments and questions are very important to us. From all of us here in Lagos, this is Business Morning, Monday, May the 22nd. I am Bosin Mafai signing off. Until tomorrow, I'll be back then.